and made a list of all the things I wanted to do in my musical career, which I kind of had a bit of one of those. Pardon me. Oh, what do you want to do now? I want to do all these things. Cool, that's a bit ambitious, isn't it? Well, yeah, why not? Reach for the stars. Reach. When I play that song, you played that song at a gig? Yeah, I have. Reach for. I'm not very good at doing all the odd. And then we just stand there, you know, like Herman Monster, just not moving, just stand there, play the piano. Smile, Bob. Oh, do I have to? Yeah, right. Are you going to pay me? Aren't you? I'll smile. Of course, I'll smile. Because if I do this and get some money, then I can carry on living. We shouldn't have to do that, really, should we? But I'm not going to go anywhere near that kind of stuff tonight in my talk. I'm not going to do anything like that. I've got a piano there. Oh, I was going to turn it around to show you, but I will at some point. I'll probably just play something badly, and you can not bother listening to it if you want, but the option will be there. As this bloke play piano, then I want to hear this boxing glove style this guy's got. I'll show you what it's all about. Just make your own mind up about anything that I say, anything I might speak or say. I'm not. I'm an arrogant bastard, simply because I just want you to hear. Please don't see that as arrogant. I don't mean to come across like that. I don't know anything. I just don't know anything. But I've got thoughts in my head because of all my experiences, which might be different than yours. Well, they will be different than your experiences. Everything that you've seen and done this, haven't I? Everything you've seen and touched and heard and tasted and smelled. Only you were there at each of those times. There was only you there. There might be other people with you, but you are the only person. You're the common denominator there. This is the way I see myself now. Everything that ever happens to me in my life is my fault, because I'm the common denominator. That's just how I see things. It's my fault. Everything that I've said and done is my fault. If you look at that right hand here, this one. Oh, is that the right hand? Yeah, isn't it? So this is my right hand one that's wiggling here. You'll notice that if you look at kind of try and do this, it's really hard to do it back to front because it comes out back to front and it goes the other way. There, kind of thing. Sort of across there. When I was 3 years old, my mum, 3.5, I've gone to the shops with my mum to get some fish and chips, and we've come back to the house. I was living in Stafford at the time. 3 years old, between 3 and 4, get nearly nearer to 4 than 3. And you had one of these electric bar fires. I don't know if you've seen those kind of things. Anybody bought one of those? And we had one of those. And I saw it in the corner. I know my mum had turned it on. I remember thinking this in my mind 30, 40, hang on, what are you talking about, Robert? 50 years ago, blimey. Anyway, this fire's been switched on and my mum's plugged it in and switched it on. But the bar, I knew it went red. Right, but it hadn't gone red. It'd been on for, it seemed to me I'd be on for ages, and I must have felt cold, I guess. It's not on, it's gone red, it can't be hot. I just have a feel, let's find out what's wrong with it. So I put my hands around it, both of my hands around it. Zzz. My mum said that I was catapulted, oh my God, to the other side of the kitchen. My mum's run out of the kitchen, switched off at the mains, and put a pillowcase on my hands and gone out into the road, get me to the hospital. I ended up at Odstock Hospital in Salisbury, burns, because I was quite badly burnt on my hands, of course. So as time's gone on, my hands were burnt. I used to have to rub lanolin cream into my hands. My mum did it to start with. It feels a bit weird there sometimes, still, but there you go. I've got hairs because I took some skin off my tummy. I'm quite hairy. I'm a hirsute. I'm quite hairy underneath. And so because they've taken this bit of skin there, which is like, because it was just burnt off, that sort of web that you've got there. I didn't have one of those. It was burnt off. It's still on this fire. Perhaps I could get it back one day. I have to rummage around the skips and get it back. So I went into Odstock Hospital, did all that thing, lots of operations there. One of which I was pretty 4, 5, I think. And I've come out to have my hands unbandaged. So you do an operation, they bandage your hands up. Lots of bandages around your hand, okay? One of the worst things about having all that, apart from all the not very nice things about having to have an operation, is that when they took the bandages off, first time they did this, I didn't know. Second time, and thereon, which is, I've had, I don't know, 10 operations, I suppose, 10 times, 10 procedures, whatever you want to call them. could like feel your hands kind of, if they take the bandages off and your hands would start doing that. It used to feel horrible. Anyway, moving on from that. I can't reach an octave in my right hand. I don't know if you can play piano and do all that thing. So what's wrong? I can't reach an octave with my right hand. My right hand's the one that does all the twinkly stuff. I can't reach an octave. It's a bit of a handicap for a keyboard player. So I had to play all my chords that I play. I can't play them like other people because they can play them properly. I can't do that. Why can't you? Because I can't reach the bloody shapes. I can't do the shape with my hand to play those notes and stretch over, especially when you've got to stretch over some black ones. What's that called? Oh, there's a lot of black notes in that, aren't there? Crikey. So anyway, so I had to develop a way of playing the chords to make them sound, well, there's a problem, okay? So 14, 15 years old, I suppose I'd be. Oh, maybe I'll even go into all this. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. So I had to learn how to play these chord shapes. I couldn't play them like them, so I had to play them my way. But it turned into being a creative opportunity. Oh, here I go again, creative opportunities. Because people used to hear me play and say, get Bob to do your keyboards for you. You don't play chords like other people. I've asked them, well, why did you ask me to? Thanks very much for the gig, by the way, and for the session. I really enjoyed it, and the record sounded great. I really like it. And I was going to, when's it come out? The kind of chat at the end of a session, you know. And people would say, well, we booked you because we wanted you because of how you play chords. What? What are you talking about? No, because you don't play like other people. Yeah, but it's only because I can't. Well, anyway, for whatever reason, we like how you play chords, the shapes you use and the sounds you get. As a cheat to this, which I've had to learn by sort of accident. Anyway, so 7 minutes 47. This is I've lost another one in between the first one and this one. Got, I don't know, 10 minutes through. That was going quite well as well. And dinging at me. That's an email. Thingy at yeah. So they used to book me because I was really chuffed once because a guy I really respect, local musician, drummer. Was it drummers? Yeah, drummers and musicians, especially when they play like this guy does. Whoa. Bernie Fox, B.A. Fox. Check this man out. Awesome drummer. Most musical drummer you'll ever come across. He came around the studio once. He just rang the bell. Hello, Bern. You right? Oh, how's you going, Bobby? I'm in a session. Of course I was. I was always in a session doing something. I've only popped around for a coffee. Lots of people used to do that. So I was called the Coffee Pot King of this particular road, which I won't mention, where I used to have my studio. I'm the Coffee Pot King because I used to like real coffee to drink, you know. On there, one of these Kona things. And he came around. He said, "Bob," he said, you've played on so-and-so's track, haven't you, on their record? How do you know that, Ben? He said, well, I knew it was you. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Oh, this little thing goes up on the side, gives you a level thing here. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? My voice. He said, I knew it was you. He said, because I just heard it. I thought it was Bob Ross playing that. Anyway, he stayed in there to chat and all the rest of it. I got on with my session and I went home afterwards and I felt brilliant. Bernie Fox recognised my style of playing. It's got to be a style. I'm only using that word because I can't think of a better one at the moment. How I muller the piece, how I murder that particular track, you know. He recognised it was me. I was so chuffed. And anyway, good things happen sometimes, don't they? I'll keep this short sometimes. My bum fluff I got around my face. Let's talk about something else. Move on to something else. Alright. Oh dear. There might be someone watching this now thinking, I hope he goes back and talks about, I wish I knew what that was. Now, send me the vibes of what that is and I'll try and see if I can guess, because I wanted to talk about something else now. Too quickly. Oh, there's nothing coming there. There's no electrons coming through. I mean, how do you do that? My nephew, I've got a nephew, he's 25 years old, I love him to bits. 29 years old, 29. But he's schizophrenic. He's a lovely, lovely man. He's schizophrenic and got a lot of problems, and he thinks people are voodooing him. I get text messages which you wouldn't believe. I'm not going to share any of them with you. because of him. It wouldn't be right for him. Even just mentioning him is perhaps... He thinks people are voodooing him and making prayers on him for things to happen and to give him a thing with his throat. Oh, about the throat, I'm getting voodooed. What? I'm getting voodooed. And you try and talk to him and say, well, Name, what? Yeah, Name. Why do you think you're being voodooed? What do you think's happening there then? So I don't know. It's just people out to get me, you know, and they're trying to get me and they're voodooing me. How does that work then? He said his name. How does that work then? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, how does that work? How does it get from where they are to where you are? How does it get there? Well, you haven't gone into that. It doesn't understand. I've tried to get him to think about that, Thomas. How do you think you plug your... I'll go over and plug something in to, I don't know, to watch TV when I go around and see him. I go around and see him quite a lot, so I want to keep an eye on him. Not keep an eye on him, I want to just interact with him and see if things might be a wee, whatever, you know. I'm going to talk to him. You're going to plug something in electricity and switch it on. What have you just done there, Tom? What do you mean? You've just plugged that in, you switched it on, haven't you? Why did you have to do that, Tom? You have to switch it on because the electricity has to get from where the plug is to the thing you want to use, isn't it? It's got some kind of conduit between it. There's a transport mechanism of some kind in between the two. I'm trying to get him to think this voodoo thing can't be happening. It's not real, because how can it be real? How's it transferring from one place? How does it propagate through that space from one place to the other? How does it get there? What's going on? Figure that one out, or don't go there, you know. Anyway, something else now. 12 minutes. God, thank you for listening. Shall I stop and carry on? We'll be looking at 2 o'clock. I've got an appointment tomorrow, which you might remember me talking about that. Talk about something interesting book-wise. Oh dear. I've got audiobooks. I was talking about books, wasn't I? So because of my eyesight, audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks. I go to bed, or most of the time if I'm not doing something, I've got an audiobook on playing through my laptop, you know. I've got loads of them. They're great. I love them. Especially when the books are actually read by the guy that wrote them. 2 notable instances of that are Timothy Ferris, The Whole Shebang. Timothy Ferris, Ferris, The Whole Shebang. Brilliant book, and I just love that guy's voice and how he talks. I love it. Expression is everything. You're a musician. You express things. How'd you do that then? Here's a good way to express things. There's a film, wasn't there, with 2 different people in it, whose names escape me. Marathon Man. He's drilling holes in his teeth. Yeah. Zzz, where are the diamonds? Is it safe? Is it safe? Is the briefcase safe with the diamonds? There's a shitloads of money there. The Nazis nicked loads of them. Loads of money. He's pinched them all. And not Sir John Gilbert, but even more famous version of him, whose name escapes me at the moment. It will come to me. He's drilling holes in Dustin Hoffman's teeth, and he says 3 words to him for about 3 minutes. I've checked it out. I've looked at the clip. 3 minutes says the same thing over and over again. Is it safe? Is it safe? He says the same thing 20 different ways in 2 minutes. That really meant something to me. I found that clip on YouTube and used to show it to guitar players and stuff to come and, Bob, I want to make an album with you. Can you help us? Yeah, I will. But I want you to watch this though. It takes 2 minutes. You up for that? I wouldn't tell them why. I'd just play it to them, and they'd watch it, and I'd say, what significance do you get from what I've just shown you? What's the significant thing do you think in that? What about the guy drilling a hole in his teeth? Yeah. Well, what's the significant thing in that? Well, he's drilling a hole in his teeth because he wants to find out where the diamonds are. Aren't they in the briefcase? Yeah. And that's the significance you're getting. Okay. Peter, can I suggest something to you? I'd just like you to think about this before you do this guitar solo we're just about to record on your albums, if you want to go around the world, whatever, with. Just before you do that, I just want you to think about that clip. Is it safe? Is it safe? He said the same thing. Did you notice? He said there's just 3 words. Is it safe? Is it safe? 20 different ways. He expressed it 20 different ways. Why don't you think about that with your guitar solo? You know, make the guitar talk, not in the sense of what's all that about, what's all that about, what, 100 million, 42 notes a bar. I can play 42 notes in the bar. I had a guy say that to me once. Do you know what? I can play 42 notes in the bar. You bar 4. How'd you divide 42 by 4? It was 10 and a half beats, I suppose. Anyway, don't go there. So I